Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.
Today I want to share how you can determine your own explanatory style, discussed in Feeling Good is Good for You by Charnetski and Brennan. Everyone has their own unique way of defining and interpreting what happens in their life. Essentially, we all have our own lens for how we view things, and our unique way of how we interpret, assess, and perceive the world is called our explanatory style. It's how we explain things that happen to us. And because our explanatory style defines the way that we view the world and how we view experiences, it's very important to have awareness surrounding your explanatory style, so that you can ensure you have the proper explanatory style, and make changes if needed. And luckily, the pioneer in the field of explanatory style created an assessment to determine your explanatory style, which I now want to go through. So your explanatory style is composed of 3 very specific decisions you make, and this can be determined by assessing how you answer these 3 questions I'm about to go through. So the first question is the incident your fault, or is it the fault of others? If you blame yourself, you have what is called an internal orientation, and if you blame others, you have an external orientation. Next, question number 2 is the cause temporary or will it linger in your mind? If you see the repercussions as temporary, this is called dimension unstable, whereas if you let them linger, that's stable dimension. And finally, the third question to ask yourself is, does the cause affect one aspect of your life or many aspects? If it affects one aspect, it's referred to as specific. And if it affects many aspects, it's referred to as global. So all of these tendencies can be blended, and you can fall anywhere between the 2 extremes. But generally, pessimists tend to view things in an internal, stable, and global pattern, meaning that when something bad happens, they blame themselves, expect that that reason will linger for some time, and believe that the event will affect many parts of their lives. On the other hand, optimists are essentially the opposite of that. They don't blame themselves, they expect the consequences to be minor, and they don't let it affect other parts of their lives. No matter who you are, you'd likely rather be optimistic rather than pessimistic, looking at life with a glass half full rather than a glass half empty. But unfortunately, many people aren't aware of their pessimistic nature, or how to avoid it. But luckily, by gaining awareness surrounding your explanatory style, and taking this assessment to determine your explanatory style, you can gain an understanding of how you interpret, assess, and perceive the world. And then from there, you can work to change the tendencies you have regarding events in your life. By doing so, you can work to become more of an optimist, and therefore feel better about life and what goes on in it. By doing so, it will provide immense value to your life and allow you to be happier, more present, as well as more fulfilled. And all of this will assist as you go down the path of making a tremendous impact in this world and crafting a life of significance. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod, and sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.